So I just finished a couple playthroughs of Star Fox for Nintendo Switch 2, and I gotta say, I was really blown away by the visuals and the atmosphere of this game. Not to mention the music. The music was just on point. Regardless of what you think of the furry characters, the new character designs kind of grew on me, I have to say. This game is good, and for the price, it's $50. I think it's well worth it. It's a short game, but you're going to be doing multiple playthroughs and trying to complete all the challenges and unlock all the paths. I think I've only unlocked 2 paths other than the hard path, and I've done one that kind of goes through straight through the center. But I think there's a few things Ocarina could learn from this game, right? Both good and bad. I think the number one good thing that Ocarina could take away from Star Fox, and I know that Ocarina is probably pretty much complete at this point, but it's just fun to talk about, right? So the first thing that it could take from Star Fox Switch 2 is the atmosphere, right? The atmosphere of this game is just crazy. Like with the lighting, it's insane at all the different sector levels, like Sector X, Y, and Z. They just look so cool, and it's such a huge improvement from the N64 version. I would say this is the definitive way to play Star Fox, in my opinion. Right, the controls are just so fluid. The R-Wing feels snappy. It's super responsive, and especially on a Switch 2 Pro controller, which is what I primarily played on, this game feels incredible. Like, I can't stress it enough how good this game feels to play, and it's addicting, right? You do one run, right, but then you instantly want to jump back into the game and do another, and another, and another, and then try to see, if you can unlock all the planets, get all the medals, and do all the different runs. And each planet is so unique in the game. That's one thing that I love about it. Like, the visual differences between planet to planet are really cool. Right, some examples, you got Zone S, which is probably my favorite planet in the whole game. It's just it's a once paradise, right, that Andros and his army kind of took over, and they just turned it into a manufacturing hub and shipping hub. He completely destroyed the ocean. It's really interesting, and it's got the rain coming down, and the music is just insane. I'll probably play the music for this video. Right, but the atmosphere of that level is just top notch, and I gotta say, all the other zone levels, X, Y, and Z, really cool lighting in those. I really liked Sector Z in particular. Right, it's got the big red Z in the background, and you're flying through all the debris, right, trying to fend off the R-Wing from the missiles. If you played the N64 version, then you already know, but this is just way better, right? There's some other cool planets too. Corneria itself just looks fantastic. The water effects and the rain effects are on point. So I think, right, the number one biggest thing that the Ocarina of Time remake could take from Star Fox Switch 2 is the atmosphere. I really can't stress it enough just how great it is. Right, but there's a few things that I didn't like, and one of the things is that it's way too faithful to the original, which is what I was going for. We knew that's exactly what it's going to be. I think they could have branched out a little bit and maybe added like a few new levels here and there just to mix it up, right? Like, they could easily do that, and they probably will in a future Star Fox game. But it's interesting to think about, like, if they included a couple other planets, a few new sectors, some new bonus levels, that would have gone a long way to make it feel like not just another carbon copy. Honestly, I mean, you could tell that the devs put a lot of work into this game. It's honestly up there with my favorite Switch 2 games right now. It's probably in the top 3. I definitely enjoyed it. The music is on point. The whole game, it just feels like you're watching a cinematic movie, which is crazy. And I think they're going to do that with Ocarina of Time Remake, right? I think they're going to take a more cinematic take. And we can already kind of tell that because the Zelda movie is coming out, next year, and Ocarina's coming out this year. So I think they're going to probably incorporate some more cinematic elements into it. I think one thing Star Fox for Switch 2 does really well is the cutscenes. The cutscenes are actually really great, and it almost reminds me of like Cowboy Bebop in a way, right? Where it's just the crew just hanging out and lounging on this big, right, parent ship the other ships fly out of, and just going about their daily lives. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I like Falco a lot in this game. He grew on me. He's kind of but he's always there. He's always got your back. So yeah, he was definitely probably my favorite character in the game. But yeah, when it comes to Ocarina and level design, I think it needs to take a page out of this game's book. Right, with the lighting especially. The lighting is on point, and if you do the lighting right in the dungeons, I'm talking about like the Dongo's Cavern, Fire Temple, Shadow Temple, you really up the lighting in the atmosphere in the Water Temple. I think it could really go a long ways. They really did a good job with this. I'm impressed from what I've played so far, and I've only played probably like 3 hours of it. All right, it's not a long game, but I like it. Which also brings me into the voice acting. We kind of got to be careful with this, right? Star Fox for Switch 2 relies heavily on its voice acting, and I think for the most part the actors did a pretty decent job. Some other people are probably going to disagree, that they probably hate them, but I thought they were serviceable. But when it comes to Ocarina of Time, we're going to be looking at potentially voice acting cutscenes, and that's got a lot of people worried, understandably so, right? Like how do you do Zelda with Ocarina of Time with full-on voice acting and cutscenes? It's going to be very hard to not mess it up, right? I know a lot of people hated the voice acting in Breath of the Wild, and I kind of agree to some extent. I think it worked in certain places and not so well in others. So that'll be interesting to see. And then there's the obvious one, and that's not being a one-to-one remake. We definitely need Ocarina of Time to not be a one-to-one remake, and that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, we already pretty much confirmed that it is, and that it's going to be a from-the-ground-up remake, which is great. I think, as great as Star Fox for Switch 2 is, it probably would have been even better if they would have just completely redesigned the levels, because, some of the classic levels in the game are just way too short. Like, I'm thinking about Solar, like, the one where you're on the surface of the sun. I love the atmosphere of that level, and the boss is pretty cool. But really, the level's over way too soon. You just fly through it quickly and shoot a couple rocks to keep your shield up. And then you take on the boss, and that's pretty much it. Like, the bosses look great too in this game, by the way. I think if they do something similar to this, in the Ocarina of Time remake, we're going to be in pretty good shape. The bosses look spectacular in this game. Right, but again, they're pretty much carbon copies of the bosses that were on N64, and they're just as easy, right? I know the first boss in Chronaria you can take out in like 10 seconds. Literally, I'm not even joking. So that's one factor to consider. But all in all, I thought this game was great. I thought the music was outstanding. I'm really looking forward to what they do with the music in Ocarina of Time remake, and I hope they take a page out of Star Fox Switch 2's book. In my opinion, this is some of the best music that's ever been in a Star Fox game. It's phenomenal. The sound design is next level, so I really appreciated that. And yeah, I do think they're going to do the same thing in Ocarina of Time. I think they're going to completely redo all the music. That's pretty much a given. To see to what extent they go to with that, that'll be interesting for sure. All right, I'm out here in my truck recording this on my lunch break, and somebody just doored me. They didn't think I was in here, so I'm going to go deal with that. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Star Fox Switch 2, loved it. There's a lot that Ocarina can learn, some things that it shouldn't do. But that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on what Ocarina can learn from Star Fox. Yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please do subscribe. I got more Zelda videos coming if you enjoyed those, and those are your cup of tea. Do subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the summer. Thank you so much for the subs that have just joined. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's about it. Bang that bell if you want to. Like I said, you don't have to do any of this, but it greatly helps me out. Anyways, this has been Matt from Top Tier. Until the next video, I'm out. Bye.